so like initial data, set that equal to something. So what are we setting it equal to? It's going to be the names of the fields inside of the form. So looking at the form, we have our raw product form here. We would do title, description, price, any of those things. We would set the initial data here. So it, of course, is outside of the form itself because it might change based on your view. So this is my awesome title, something like that. And then we just pass it in to our form. So we just say initial equals to that data. And again, we can use any of the fields that are in there. So if I refresh in there, what do you see? We've got that initial title in there. It's not a placeholder. It's literally the same text, or it's the actual text that's in there. Now, I don't know how often you're going to do this in a raw Django form. More likely what you'll do is do it in a product form or a model form itself. So if I changed it to a model form, the data is not any different. It still looks exactly the same, and that's because model form is not a whole lot different than a Django form. So if I actually added one more attribute to this, and that is actually changing an object that's in the database. So to change an object, we want to grab that object first. So product.objects.get, right now we'll say ID equals to 1. So we still have to look up dynamic ways of getting these objects. We haven't talked about that yet, but to actually change one with this form, all we need to do is pass it in as instance equal to whatever that lookup is. So in this case, it's just obj. So now what I can do is take a look at that object. So I still have that initial data there. Let's look at the price though. If I refresh in here, I see that the price actually changed, although the initial title didn't. Usually when you're editing something in the back end, you're probably not going to have that initial data come through. Instead, what you'll have is the actual title itself. And of course, the final step to make sure that you can edit it is first off doing is valid, form is valid, and then you can just do form.save. Okay, so we refresh here and I'll just say product instead of product title, and I'll change the price to some ridiculous price. I hit save, seems to be working. We'll just double check in the admin to make sure that it is. We look in our products, the very first one, because we were going off of that very first one, we see product and we see that new price. It works. That's how you set initial data as well as editing model form data. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to get everything and let me know in the comments what you think of this bite-sized lecture. I think I'm going to do a lot more just like this. Stay with me.